Welcome to Wallace on Wire. Today, we're talking about Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin's recent, very bold statements concerning the Malaysian United Indigenous Party.
That's Party Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, yeah.
Exactly. And specifically, its rather ambitious claim that it stands as the most inclusive political party in the nation's entire history. Quite a statement.
It really is. And, whenever a major political figure makes claims about core values like inclusivity, it immediately sparks intense public debate, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It really tells you something about the political climate.
Yeah, these moments really reveal the underlying tensions and maybe expectations people have.
So let's unpack this specific instance. Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin, he's the party's deputy president, right?
Correct.
He delivered a very specific message aimed directly at Chong Fat Pho,
Who chairs the party's non-Indigenous associate wing, which is already an interesting structure in itself.
It is. And Hamzah's message for him to relay to non-Indigenous voters was, well, unambiguous. He said the Malaysian United Indigenous Party is the most inclusive party Malaysia has ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Strategically, that's a clear attempt to, well, broaden the party's appeal, wouldn't you say, moving beyond that initial core identity.
Definitely seems like it, trying to reach a wider audience.
For a party often linked, primarily with one demographic, making such a sweeping claim, it's a significant bid to reshape its public image.
And Hamzah really doubled down on this. He specifically said, look, the idea that the party is only for Malays and indigenous people, that's wrong. He stated it's open to non-Indigenous citizens, too.
Right, trying to counter that common perception head on.
And he offered something specific as sort of proof. He mentioned a party policy.
Ah, yes, the structural point.
That the chairman of this non-Indigenous associate wing, Chong Fat Pho in this case, can also hold the position of a central vice chairman.
Which he presented as concrete evidence, right? That the structure itself is designed to be inclusive.
Exactly. Pointing to Chong Fat Pho, a Chinese individual, in that very role as further proof, saying, look, we are open.
It's a verifiable structural element. You can point to it in the party constitution, presumably, and there's often a but with public perception.
Right.
Does one position, even a significant one, translate to genuine, broad-based inclusivity in the public's mind? That's often the real test. People look deeper.
They look for more than just maybe one symbolic role.
Often, yes. They might look for a corresponding shift in the core message, or wider representation across the board, not just in one specific slot. It's about perceived authenticity.
And, well, as you hinted, the public reaction wasn't exactly quiet acceptance. This claim hit the internet and boom.
Immediate skepticism, irony, lots of direct questions. It's fascinating to watch that contrast play out in real time, the official statement versus the ground level reaction.
It really makes you wonder, what does shape public trust in politics? Is it just the words?
Or is it that deeper sense of alignment between words, history, actions, even the name itself, especially with a name like the Malaysian United Indigenous Party?
Oh, absolutely. That name came up a lot. Netizens jumped right on it.
The irony wasn't lost on them.
Not at all. People were saying, essentially, how can the Indigenous Unity Party claim to be the most inclusive for all?
It creates that immediate cognitive dissonance, doesn't it?
Yeah, one comment was really blunt. Change your party name first before speaking nonsense. It's clearly the Indigenous Unity Party. Do you really think others are stupid? Inclusive. Only Indigenous Unity is called inclusive. Ouch.
It shows how powerful branding is. A name isn't just a name. It's loaded with meaning and perception. Hard to shake off.
And it wasn't just the name. Someone pointed out a photo.
Ah, the group photo from the event itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently the photo showed mostly representatives of, well, just one background.
Which visually, kind of,
undercut the message. That's what people said. Like Hamzah shooting himself in the foot was one comment. A visual contradiction.
In this digital age, visuals travel fast and speak volumes. It highlights how people scrutinize everything, looking for consistency between the claim and the observable reality.
Then there was this general theme, this recurring idea about talk versus action.
The classic actions speak louder than words sentiment.
Exactly. We saw comments like, actions are more practical, we are a wise people, and just straight up, talk is cheap.
It points to a real skepticism, doesn't it? A demand for proof.
It suggests an electorate that feels it's seen promises before. They're comparing the statement against the party's track record, its observed behavior. They want tangible evidence, not just declarations.
And tied to that, people started asking about the actual power dynamics within the party.
Beyond just having the position, what does it mean in practice?
Right. Like, do non-Indigenous members have real influence, real voting rights? One person asked exactly that. Can non-Indigenous people hold positions and voting rights in the party? That gets to the heart of it. Is the inclusivity structural and symbolic, or is it deeply integrated with genuine power sharing? People are questioning the substance behind the claim.
And the tone online.
Yeah.
It wasn't just critical. It was often, well, quite sarcastic.
Humor as a form of critique.
Definitely. Lots of laughing emojis, comments like the most extreme, or the classic joke of the century.
That kind of mockery often signals a deep level of disbelief.
Yeah, like that comment, he tells a joke, but doesn't laugh at it himself. That's the highest level, implying it's completely out of touch.
A sense of detachment from reality, maybe.
Others were just blunt. Who believes your nonsense? It's already said that the Malaysian United Indigenous Party is for Indigenous only. Or, your actions have already clearly shown us your true colors.
So connecting it back to past actions and perceived identity.
Very much so. Things like, you can be inclusive when the sun rises from the west, followed by self-deceiving. And you saw political lines being drawn too.
Like expressions of trust or distrust based on current affiliations.
Yes, that's it. As a Chinese, I only trust the unity government. For you all, I'm 100% distrustful. Clear statement there.
It highlights how these claims don't exist in a vacuum. They land within an existing political landscape of trust and allegiance.
Even Chong Fatful got a mention, slightly cheekily. Chong Fatful is very good at signing statutory declarations, this person.
A nod to other political contexts, perhaps?
Maybe. And then just broad skepticism about politicians generally. Can politicians' words be trusted? Or they say whatever they want before elections, then it's a different story afterwards.
That reflects a wider, possibly long-standing cynicism about political promises.
And warnings too, like, the next general election, voters will not support you backdoor politicians. Or calling the claim today's best ghost story. Finishing with simply, only a fool would believe this.
Wow. Taken together, that's quite a spectrum of reaction, but the overwhelming theme is skepticism, grounded in the party's name, perceived history, and a demand for actions over words.
It really paints a picture of a public that's actively engaging, comparing, and judging political rhetoric against lived experience and observed reality.
Absolutely. It's not passive consumption. It underlines how critical perception and crucially consistent action are for building political trust, especially in a place as diverse as Malaysia.
So it's not just about saying the right words.
Not at all. It's about how those words land, how they align with your perceived identity, your history, your visible actions. For a party trying to bridge that gap between a specific origin and a claim of universal inclusivity, it's a tough path.
It really makes you think.
It does. It brings up that fundamental question for all of us, really. How much weight should we give to a party's stated ideals versus its track record, its name, its composition? Where does the balance lie?
That's definitely something to mull over. So what are your thoughts? When you hear political claims about inclusivity, especially from parties with, let's say, very specific historical roots, what makes you believe them or disbelieve them? We'd genuinely be interested to hear your perspective. Thank you for joining us for this discussion here on Walrus on Wire today. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.